Good morning, and thanks for tuning in to another watch list brought to you by FTX. If you don't have a FTX account, then there is a link in the description below that you can use to create an account, and you'll receive 10% off your trading fees. There's also a link in there to our Discord community. If you're not in there, then I would suggest coming along, create an account, and join our free community. We're currently putting some nice content in there, and we're running a webinar on Wednesday, which is free. So yeah, feel free to come along and listen in to myself, Craig, and Lou talk about trading. All right, let's have a look at Bitcoin. Now, we've rejected the $20,500 mark. Now, I speak about that all the time. And we're heading back down south to the $18,500 level. Now, there isn't too much in between there. And the trends just aren't that great. Like the 4-hour trend, you know, it's not the best. I mean, there's a bit of a region through here, but you know, we're not too focused on that. We can look to the 1 to try and find some nice trends. Actually, if we look lower, it's even that's starting to get a little bit messy. So not exactly the trends that we're after. So there isn't too much on Bitcoin. I'm just, to be honest, I'm waiting for Bitcoin to break either to the upside above the $20,500 mark, or we get a nice solid close below the $18,500 mark, and then the next point would be, you know, this previous low. So you know, in my personal opinion, I think yeah, we just need Bitcoin to break out of those two levels. But yeah, this morning we did see some selling off into the market. So during the scan this morning, we did have to switch to the lower time frames to try and catch some Cradles, and we do have some options on these lower time frames. So we'll start with looks PERP. Nice 4-hour trends. We've got a lower low and a lower high. We're continuing down. We can switch to the lower time frames like the 15-minute, and or maybe the 30 might look a little bit better. You know, a bit of a pullback there, another drop. So a pullback into this level here is what I'll be watching on looks. It's around the $0.2 round number as well. So yeah, that's a pullback that I'll be watching for off that level. LRC was the same. I think this was on the 15, so we had a nice pullback on the 15-minute to another leg lower. So if we do see another pullback into the cradle zone, I'll be watching that. We'll have a look at the 4. Now, the reason I'm switching to the 4 is to look for levels that we could potentially pull back to. There's a bit of a range through here. We've had to test probably around there. So yeah, we've gone from low to high, so that rules out LRC for a 4-hour cradle, but we can focus on the lower time frames. It has broken through here on the daily, which is a good sign. Not so good if you hold this long term, but it's a good sign. You know, we're nothing in the way of hitting targets if we do go short, so that's a good thing for LRC. So yeah, I'll be definitely focusing on this on the lower time frames. Audio was the same. Just be wary that it is a little bit thin. But we can, you know, if you're trading with a small account size or managing your risk correctly, you can enter this trade. We've got a nice pullback here, so we're just waiting on that next pullback. Let's have a look at the 4. Nice trend there on the 4. So even a pullback on the 4-hour time frame, that could be an option as well. DYDX. Now this is one with a nice level through here on the 4-hour time frame, but it's the, I think it was the 1 hour, no, the 2 hour. So we've got a nice trend here on the 2-hour. Push up, pull back. If we get a bullish candle off that level, I'll be interested. I'll just have to keep in mind that the rest of the market could potentially be selling off. So yeah, you might want to manage your risk on DYDX if you do go long. Neo, let's have a look at the 4. Nice trend there on the 4. So we've got a lower low, lower high, and we've pushed down again. A nice level through here with 2 touches. So yeah, a pullback there on the 4-hour potentially, but if we have a look at the lowers, yeah, the trend is a little bit messy on the lowers. So yeah, it's the 4-hour time frame. I'll be waiting for a pullback to that level. PERP, another one with a 4-hour trend. This was looking nice on the 30. Yeah, nice pullback there on the 30 and another leg lower. So this is why we watch for cradles and watch for pullbacks, because we've had a lower low and a lower high, right? So we're in a downtrend. Another lower low, a lower high, bearish candle, boom, leg lower. So that's exactly what we're waiting for on PERP. Another pullback into the cradle zone, bearish candle. We're shorting that and potentially grabbing the next leg lower. Ren on the lower time frames, 15-minute pullback, bearish candle, short. So that's what we're hoping to catch again, is another leg lower, a pullback, and a bearish candle in that cradle zone. And finally, RSR had a beautiful pullback there, on the 15-minute time frame, but unfortunately that candle was too big. So we do have the potential for another pullback and a small bearish candle in that cradle zone. Let's have a look at the 4-hour. Yeah, there's no trend on the 4-hour, but it is, just waterfalling down. So yeah, if we could catch a trend in there, that would be great. I do have a level here on the daily. It's not holding too much value. It has been broken a number of times. So yeah, that's the list that I'll be keeping an eye on, but it is one of those days where we'll have to be doing multiple scans on the lower time frames and just watching for those really nice clean pullbacks. If you know what a fib booster is, it's one of those days that we'll be watching for fib boosters, but it also does pay to plot in your support resistance lines to see how price interacts around those, and it's always good to get grab a cradle that is backed by a support resistance line. So yeah, that's it for today. Like I said, we're writing a webinar tomorrow night, 6 p.m. Eastern Daylight Savings Time. It'll be myself, Lou, and Craig on that webinar. So if you're not in Discord, then yeah, use the link in the description below and come along. So yeah, I hope I see you there, and I hope you'll have a great day, and I'll chat to you guys soon.